Hello and welcome back to BisermO. Today we're looking at advanced English and why people often use softer words when the feeling or opinion behind them might actually be quite strong. Have a listen to this. It's not ideal, not bad. I'm not sure that's quite right. We have a bit of a problem. None of those expressions sounds especially dramatic. And yet, sometimes they carry surprisingly strong meaning. Not bad may mean that's excellent. It's not ideal. This is serious. And I'm not sure that's quite right. May simply mean I disagree. English does this all the time. And after a while, speakers stop noticing. They simply hear the meaning underneath. But why? Why do people often use softer words when the feeling or opinion behind them is actually quite strong? Let's explore that. Compare this. That's ridiculous, and I'm not sure that really makes sense. Or this is terrible and it's not ideal. The second versions sound calmer, more measured and controlled. The strong opinions are still there. But the speaker doesn't sound angry or emotional. And for many English speakers, sounding calm feels more persuasive than sounding intense. But that's only part of the picture. It's not just about avoiding emotion. Sometimes speakers deliberately hold back for another reason, because restrained can sound thoughtful. Now have a listen to this. Not bad, quite good, rather nice, very nice. None of them sound particularly enthusiastic, but sometimes they carry genuine admiration. In fact, saying less can sometimes sound more sincere, because exaggerated praise doesn't always feel trustworthy. Restrained often sounds thoughtful, and calm praise can sound more genuine than excitement. And that becomes even clearer when we look at real conversations. Let's watch a short scene at the agency office with Gemma and David and see how this works in practice.
Hi, David. I've just completed the proposed visual for the fashion campaign. Do you have a minute to take a look?
Sure. I like the overall direction. I'm not sure that's quite working yet, though.
How was the layout or the colours?
I think it's mainly the layout. It doesn't quite have the impact we're looking for.
Okay, I'll rework it and send you another version this afternoon.
Great! I think you're very close.
So notice what happened there. David never said, I don't like it, or this isn't good, or start again. In fact, he began with something positive. I like the overall direction. Only then did he say, I'm not sure that's quite working yet. And later, it doesn't quite have the impact we are looking for. Every comment was softened. Yet Gemma immediately understood that changes were needed. So why soften it at all? One important reason is that disagreement doesn't always need to become conflict. By softening the language, David protects the working relationship while still communicating what needs to happen. The message is clear. It's simply delivered in a way that sounds constructive rather than confrontational. Protecting working relationships isn't the only reason, though. More generally, English often values sounding calm and controlled, even when the situation itself isn't. Take these examples. We have a bit of a problem. It's been a challenging week. Things have been slightly difficult. Those expressions sound quite small, but sometimes they describe very serious situations. In many situations, English speakers reduce intensity rather than increase it. Native speakers even joke about this. everything is falling apart and someone calmly says, "It's been a bit tricky," and somehow everybody understands, because sounding controlled often matters more than sounding dramatic. And that leads to one final idea. Once you become familiar with these patterns, you realize that English often communicates more by saying less. Listen to this. "I'm not entirely convinced." That may be difficult. "I'm not sure that's quite right." These expressions sound gentle, but they can carry strong disagreement. Likewise, "not bad" can mean excellent, and "it's not ideal" may mean we have a serious problem. The words sound smaller than the meaning, but that's often enough, because the meaning doesn't live only in vocabulary. It lives in tone, context, and shared understanding. Let's reflect. So, stepping back for a moment, what do all these examples have in common? Why do speakers rarely say exactly what they mean? The answer isn't just one thing. It's really a combination of several tendencies that come together in English communication. Partly because strong language can sound emotional. Partly because calm language sounds thoughtful. Partly because people want to protect relationships. And partly because understatement itself often sounds more sincere. After a while, you start hearing these expressions differently. "Not bad," "it's not ideal," "I'm not sure that's quite right." The words may sound small, but the meaning underneath them is often much bigger. That's why advanced English isn't only about learning more vocabulary. It's also about learning how meaning is often carried beneath the words themselves. And learning to hear those quieter meanings is one of the things that makes advanced English so fascinating. Thanks for watching. And if this video was helpful, you may wish to subscribe for more lessons like this. I hope to see you in the next lesson.